Great. Hey guys, I'm just posting a announcement in Discord. Real quick. I'll get started. I always hate I hit enter before I finish typing. So I sent a half-baked message, but there it goes. Hey Kivarstra, how's it going? How's your week been? It's an evening. Hey, how are you? Hope everyone is doing okay. Thank you. American Caesar, hello. Checking in before sleep. Super busy rigging, texture painting, and concepts. 2 courses this month. That is just not doing too well. If you don't mind me asking, what courses are you taking? Is it like is it just like a self-guided thing, or is it more like like a more formal class thing? Story animation one. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I will say majority of the classes I took when I was in college were okay. There were definitely some that felt like a drag a little bit. And the workload was pretty demanding, so I can imagine. But I hope your courses start going better. You know, the more advanced you get, I think the more interesting the courses will become. At least that's how it was for me. They let you have a little bit more freedom. You can pick what your subjects are, and you don't really have to like deal with those like pre-built asset type things. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. I'm just guessing that maybe the assets you got weren't super cool, but maybe that's a bad assumption. So I did a little bit of work between last time and this time. It was mostly just adding all these wrinkles to the torso here, like the base sort of wrinkles, these like really fine ones, just for a little bit of noise. I think, I don't know. I think I'm gonna try to block in some of these quills, spines, whatever we're calling them. Tonight I'll try and block in. I'm not quite sure I'm gonna handle them. Just like in terms of getting them on the model. I could just do them all by hand, you know, just place them all one by one. But I'm trying to think if there's a better way to do it. I could probably do like a nano mesh sort of thing. The problem is I don't want them to look too like mechanical. If I use nano mesh, they can sometimes it can make it look very like it'll look like it's on a grid, like you can tell that they were done procedurally. So I don't know, but I'm kind of itching to get them in there because I feel like it'll fill out the sculpt a little bit, and it'll help me just gauge a little bit, make it feel a little bit more complete, I think. So try to get some of that in here today. I'm just trying to block out some more of these wrinkles though, really quick. Hey Smogsy, how's it going? Close to the end of my last year, I'm supposed to graduate. Oh, well, good luck. I hope you're not super stressed. Pro rig comes with many different kinds of rigs for people and props. Okay, interesting. Also, I've been going through rigging classes, knowing the current standard of professional high quality rigs helps. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's something that I want to learn more about. Of course, I'm not going to be able to go to a class to do it. I'll probably have to just kind of figure out what I kind of piece things together from tutorials on YouTube probably. But I want to get a little bit more advanced with my rigging. There's lots of cool things you can do. been fun. Let's see. Are they gonna move when the skin moves, or are they gonna be stationary? The quills. The only thing that I thought of that I was talking to Furious about maybe like a few streams ago was that the quills could move like up and down. Like maybe they could lay flatter when the dino is like calm or like in like a neutral state, and then when they're like maybe like during I don't know, maybe like some sort of vocalization, or maybe during like an aggressive phase, they like poke up, like flare out. That's the only thing I was thinking about. Otherwise, I'm not really. I think they'll be mostly stationary. That's if we can do it. I was just throwing that out there as an idea. I don't know how feasible that actually is. You might not be able to animate all of those little prickly guys. Watching your workflow also helps me. I'm a visual learner. Take notes, receive feedback. Oh, cool. Well, I have a lot of meshes. I have a lot of meshes that I could send to you if you wanted to animate. If you wanted to try your hand at animating some. I don't know if you'd be interested in that though. Ranging from dinos to monsters to all kinds of stuff. Only if you wanted to like try something out. Otherwise, I get that you want to work on your own stuff. see, what have I been up to this week? It's been a pretty busy week so far. Feeling a little bit antsy because I've been a little bit cooped up inside. The weather has not been great. It's been very stormy. We usually go for a walk or something during like lunchtime, which kind of helps me, like, I don't know, just kind of, it's a nice little mental break, you know, middle of the day sort of thing. But we haven't been able to go on those walks past few days. But I think the weather should be able to warm up here soon. But yeah, it's been pretty busy this week. Over the weekend, my wife and we went and saw Project Hail Mary, which was actually really good. I was surprised. Like I didn't really go into it with any expectations. Like I haven't been following the movie or anything. I didn't really know too much about it at all, which is probably the way to go. I feel like every time I really like invest into a movie and like really look into it and like try to learn about it, I'm kind of disappointed by it in the end. But this was completely, like, I just thought it looked interesting, and we had some time over the weekend, so we decided to go, and it was really cool. I won't spoil anything for anyone who wants to go check it out, but I really liked it. The like science, the guy who wrote the book, because it's based off a book, is a big stickler on making things like scientifically plausible. He does a lot of research and he builds out his worlds, his scenarios and world pretty well. Trying to base things on actual like physics, and in this case he had a couple of alien species, and the amount of detail that he goes into sort of building out how their biology works is really cool. I really love speculative biology. So it was fun. Yeah, I learned all this stuff after the fact. So it was fun kind of going to learn more about his process and stuff, and how he actually designed the creatures. Definitely, because I've done a few things that were more speculative biology sort of things, but definitely not to the degree that he did. It'd be great to do it though, to go into that level of detail. It seems like it would take a while for sure. There's lots of it's a lot of chemistry, and chemistry is not something that I am good at. I did not do very well in chemistry in school. It did not make sense to me. Biochemistry, I don't know, maybe it might be a little bit better for me just because there's a biological aspect to it, but it's not always like, I don't know. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're dealing with like animals and stuff like that all the time. It's just, I think when they say biochemistry, it's more like you're dealing with like certain compounds that they occur in living things, but they are also like they can also occur just in nature, like randomly. They don't have to be associated with animals either, I think. Yeah, like one of my favorite I guess you could call it like a documentary, is Alien Planet. I actually got involved a little bit with a speculative evolution project. I don't really know what happened to it. I kind of lost contact with the creator, but I did a few designs for his planets that I felt pretty proud of. I did another commission for someone who they go around to different schools and they talk about evolution and different aspects of biology. And one of the fun things about it is that they have the students draw these animals, and they give them like different cycles of like evolution and extinction, and some of the drawings get through to the next phase and some of them get, become extinct, and they do like a little bit of a like natural selection demonstration. And from there he's like amassed a bunch of these little drawings from these elementary school kids, and he gets artists to make paintings of these environments and creatures. So I got to do that. That was pretty fun. I'm liking the wrinkle pattern on the torso here. I think that's working fairly well. Let's see. I'll work a little bit more on this, and then we'll see what we do about these quills, because I would like to experiment a little bit with those. Okay. I think that's... We'll come back to that. I like it so far, and like the majority of the wrinkles I think are working. I've got some other stuff to do on other areas, but I'm itching to work on these quills, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Let me think. Let me think. Do I have good topology? For the most part, yeah. Okay. Let me check the range here. I could do it a few different ways. I could do it as like a nanomesh thing. Or I could try to do like a fiber mesh. But I think maybe the nanomesh might give me more control. The fiber mesh is a little bit too random, I think. We'll see. We'll try and extract something here. Okay. So this mesh needs to be Z-remeshed. I need to keep the groups. Okay. Do I want to... Does this look like a good number? This is probably better. Oh, you have a random heat wave in your area? Yeah, that sucks. We don't have air conditioning in my house, so when we get heat waves like that, it's terrible. So we can try this. The density might be a little off. Because I want the spines to be smaller the further away from the head that they go. So all this like stretchy stuff happening over here is not really what I want, because the geometry that I'm going to use as a nanomesh, it's going to scale with the polygons. So if the polygons are small, the nanomesh will be small. and vice versa. So I gotta kind of make sure that these things are looking okay. Let's actually make a spine. Use Z-spheres for that. Geometry. Review. Okay. Make adaptive skin. I'm gonna append skin Z-sphere. We're probably going to have to do a lot of optimization on these, and some of them might they might end up being cards depending on how tiny they get. Mid-80s and in your area. I'm trying not to run the AC this early in the year. Yeah. Higher up on the floors sucks. My wife and I used to live on the 3rd floor of an apartment complex. I don't know why. Like, for some reason, I used to think that living up higher was like really cool. Because I don't know, maybe you can see out the windows a little bit more. Maybe the view is better, but yeah, the heat is not fun. Lugging all your stuff up there whenever you move is not fun. Oh man, why do I keep on doing that? Okay, so we'll turn this, we have to make sure it's looking at us properly. And then we will turn this into a insert mesh. Make sure it's a new one. And then we go to create nano mesh. So when we come over here and we pull this nano mesh out, it's very tiny. Wow. And it's going to be looking, it's going to look weird. Because nano mesh doesn't like to work over symmetry very well. But we'll deal with it in a second. Actually, I need to make sure Insert nanomesh single poly. I need this to be on this polygroup all. So when I pull one, a lot of them pop out. Scale it up. We need to, let's see. Need to align it to the normals. Alignment, normal. Fit or fill? We want to do constant. Proportional. I don't know. I don't know if this is... I mean, I think I could get it to work. It would be very fiddly, though. It may just be better to do them by hand. I don't know if I have the patience to deal with, like, messing with all these sliders. Ooh. Z offset, module by color, rotation. I could get them to scale by... They're just so evenly sized right now. I could do them in like, maybe I could do them in sort of like bunches. What is the best way to deal with this? Hey Nugget, how's it going? Good to see you. I'm doing okay. Just trying to figure out all these little spines. The other part of it that I'm possibly not considering is like the spine needs to be textured eventually, right? So like this spine is eventually going to be like, you know, hundreds And it's going to be a pain in the butt if I have to texture by hand every single one. So what's probably better is if I just texture one, make sure it's got the UVs correct, and like the texture is fine. That way I can distribute them all over and they share the same UV data, and I can kind of reuse the texture on everything. That way I don't have to do like 100, you know, more than 100 little spikes by hand. It's an interesting problem that I've not encountered quite yet in my sculpting process. Can probably optimize this just a little bit. Can delete some of these, or like every other loop. So it's not so dense, because I don't want to spend all my poly budget on the spines, you know. These bigger ones can have quite a few, maybe, just to keep the curve. The smaller ones don't need to really have that many. Okay. Yeah, I think I can UV this. Work on a clone. And we'll unwrap it by poly group. Check the seam. I put the seam down the front, of course. I don't know if it'll matter. They're so small. Could try control painting. Yeah, I could try this. It might be better. So if I protect this. Top part. So I'm basically telling it I don't want the seam to be here on the front. And I attract down here so it's on the back. We'll see how good it does. Try it again. I think it just redid it. Yeah, I just did it again. I don't know. Flatten. I don't think I need that bottom piece anyway, either. I think it might be fine. So we're just gonna copy UVs. Paste. So now this should have UVs. Take these colors off. I'm just gonna give it a couple subdivs, or maybe not. I think if I make this into a insert mesh, now that it has UVs, I think each insert mesh instance, or whatever you want to call it, is going to have UVs as well. I need to use the depth. Where's the depth? Draw, brush, depth. Wait, did this? Let's see. We're gonna undo that. So I want to see. So I do have the origin there. Why did it... when I do this, it moves it over. I thought the, for some reason I thought that the origin would like be saved, and like each instance would kind of pop up, because it's very convenient for me to have this little gizmo at the base of each quill, because it allows me to manipulate it much easier. We'll try and do a few here. I'm looking at my reference a lot to make sure that I'm getting the right sort of spacing. I'm kind of putting in the largest ones in first. That way I know like the maximum height that they can go. about right here they start getting pretty short. It might have been better now that I think about it. I'm kind of already on my way though. It might have been better to make like a couple variations. So like maybe like a very long, medium, and then a very short one. And then use those to distribute around. But I can always, I guess I can always turn this guy into one of those. Oh, that's not good. The gizmo was offset, so it was making things wonky. Down this center line, I want things to be very like perfectly aligned to the center so that the mesh doesn't distort. Okay. Uh-oh. These ones I should probably optimize a little bit even more. They're going to be so tiny. If I look from a distance, I just want to make sure that it still feels like it's curving. As long as it's not like faceted, I think we're good. Or was I working over here? I could probably maybe even go further with the optimization, like even take even more out of here. But I can always come back and modify the poly count some more. That might be a little too much. Get rid of this one, get rid of that one. These ones on the side, I can probably copy one of these guys. I'll have to mirror it over, but I can work on one side and then just copy stuff. Yeah, align this better. I have to make this really small. So I think taking down the count even more. This maybe could even probably go more than that. Maybe just have one division and slide this up. this scroll scale, I mean, and then here. Get those little ones here. As they get further and further back down the spine, I think they need to lay down much. They're not going to get as pokey. Even if they were like, even if we did do the animation where they kind of flare up, I don't think the ones closer to the back would stand up as far. So I think it's okay that these ones are leaning back more. They do become a little bit longer. And the thing I'm trying to imagine is like kind of like rows or like trackways. They kind of start at the center and then they kind of follow. It's almost like the way that these wrinkles are flowing. They kind of follow little rows down the sides of the head, of the neck, I mean. Zabolo King, greetings from Hungary. Hey, welcome, welcome. What were you saying with the texture of the spines? So there's so many spines. What I was saying is just trying to be economical with the way that I'm doing the spines, because there's gonna be a ton of them, and I don't want to have to hand, like, if I have to, I have to, but I would really not. I think that hand detailing each and every one of the spines is going to be a lot, you know? So what I'm trying to do is each of these spines basically has they should have the same UV as the original spine. So what I should be able to do is just detail one spine and then use the normal map for that spine on the rest of the spines. So it'll look like it has texture. but it will really be the same spine. Otherwise, I'm gonna be spending forever like detailing every single spine. There might be a better way to do it. I'm still kind of thinking. This is the first time I've done like quills like this on a dino. So I'm still trying to like think about what the best way is to go about it. But I think that might be, that right now is what I'm thinking. Like that might be the most economical way to do it. There might be some limitations to it, like if they all have the same UV and they all are sharing the same texture, that means that I can't really do different colors or anything on them, you know what I mean? Like if I paint stripes on one of them, all of them are going to have stripes. So there's just a few considerations that I need to think through. We'll kind of see. This might be very tedious. It might just be very tedious, and I might not be able to get around that no matter what I do, but I'll see what I can, dream up and figure out here. Try and work smarter, not harder. There we go, Woody. I had a modeler dev friend of mine come join to see if he could help with the matter because I wasn't sure. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'm up for suggestions if you guys have ideas of how it could be better. Yeah, you might have to do that by hand if they are using the same UV. What do you mean? Do it by hand? Yeah. Yeah, if we want variation, like I don't mind painting. I don't mind painting them differently, In substance, it's not a big deal. What I'm talking about is more the sculpted detail, because I will have to come in here and give them like a little bit of texture. Unless I do it like I could do maybe like some procedural type texture, like some sort of like a grainy sort of texture that's going along the length, because they'd be made of keratin basically, so it'd be like a very tight grainy texture going up and down the quill. So I suppose I don't have to do that by hand. I can just do some sort of procedural type thing and do that for like the normal map, and they could all have separate UVs. That way, if we did want customization, they wouldn't all automatically get the same color or whatever it is we're going to do. That might be good. Yeah, Substance Painter is what I'm using for texturing. Break them up into sets. That could work too, yeah. I probably have to talk to Furious about it and see. Let's see what exactly we want to do for them. Which means maybe I shouldn't spend too much time laying these out right now until I have a better idea of what we're going to do. But it's very tempting because I want this to... I want to get an idea of what the quills are going to look like on him. Because it's such a big part of the way that the model looks. That might be enough just to give me a idea, I guess. Oh no, you're fine, Woody. I'm sorry, yeah. I don't know how much the stream is delayed. I tried to get it as close. I didn't put any built-in latency or anything into it, so it's whatever YouTube is doing, I think. I think that looks cool though. Like once all of those quills are in, it's gonna look really cool. It might take some iteration, like just sort of refining the process of how I go about it, like thinking it through a little bit more, which I don't mind. It's just oh yeah. The quill positioning is kind of already planned. Like it's gonna be like this from our concept. It's just right now I'm just thinking about later on down the line, you know, how that's gonna affect the textures. YouTube is being a bit funky as always. Oh no. I don't think it's my speed or anything either. So maybe it is just YouTube. I know there's a bit of delay anyway. Like it's not going to be instant. But if it's very, very late, then I know that would be annoying. Yeah, that's true, Nugget. Yeah, it does give me a little bit of an idea. But thank you guys for kind of, I guess, hearing my plan out and confirming some of what I've thought was going to happen. Yeah, it's an interesting, you know, that I'm thinking out loud, and like a lot of that process that I'm just like going through right now is stuff that I would normally just kind of sit here and dwell upon. It's not something that I would like. I might have a conversation about it between like a dev or something, but usually it's kind of up to me to figure it out. But those are the considerations that kind of go into this stuff. Game models. You might do something that just looks really cool, right? Like, oh, we want to add all these quills because it'll look really, really interesting. But then sometimes we don't think about, okay, well, what does that mean for whoever has to do this down the line? Like, are we asking them, like, is it a ridiculous amount of work to do? Like, is it going to cause problems with, you know, X, Y, and Z? Like, sometimes there's those considerations that might deter you from doing one approach or another. I think ultimately this will be fine, but there is that sort of thing going on. Yeah, thank you, Woody. What kind of stuff are you interested in? What kind of stuff do you work on? Are you like a creature modeler or like character modeler? I guess what's your discipline? Just out of curiosity, I like to try and learn about who's ever in the chat. Oh, you work on dinosaurs as well. Cool. What is you have a favorite type of dinosaur to work on? You have your favorites? Are you working on anything cool right now? Kivarstra, I think you figured out the little spines pretty well. They look great. Oh, thank you. I mean, it's a start. We need to like get way more in here, but yeah, it's a start. I'll probably talk to Furious about it and just see exactly what he expects from the quills. That way I'm not like, I don't want to get too far and then like do something, you know, just waste time doing the wrong thing, you know? So I'll talk to him and then we can probably just resume. Honestly, I like working on all types. They each give a nice challenge. Yeah, for sure. Currently working on Anerognathus. Anerognathus is a pterosaur, right? One of those little wide mouth ones. I wasn't sure if you answered already, but do you know if the spines can move or not? No, I don't know for sure. I think Furious said that we could probably make it happen. He said that's more of like an animation thing, like an animator, you know, like kind of up to them to figure out how to do it. But Furious was interested in the idea. Yeah, the hella tiny one can sleep in the palm of your hand. Oh, nice. Yeah. I'm working on a tiny one as well for Echoes. It's a Nemicolopterus. In my research, I think the scientists don't really know if it's its own species or if it's like the baby form of a already named species. So I don't know. I think for the purposes of the game, we're treating it as its own species, but it's super tiny as well. It'd be very, very easy. Okay, that's good to know. Because yeah, I was worried that it would be too complicated to do, like, because like all I would request is like, they can lay down, pop up, and then maybe do like a little shake or something. That would be cool. I'm kind of imagining Seregios. I mean, Seregios doesn't really have spines. He has like the blades or whatever all over him, the pine cone blades, but kind of like similar motion, like a little rattly, shaky sort of thing. Threat display. Yeah, Woody. Yeah, it'll be playable eventually. So it's going to be interesting. I don't think I've seen. I don't know exactly. Like I haven't played a lot of survival games with dinos in it, but I haven't seen a dino survival game go so small with the playable. So it's going to be interesting what it does. OMG, Reggie. Oh, did I miss a sub? I didn't think did I miss a notification? I don't know. Or did you sub? Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, oh no, somebody subbed and I completely ignored it. I got scared. I've been begging my mod team to help me create the Berbersaur, a small Dilo cousin. I want them to have that huge frill that covers the entire head and can open up. Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's a huge like mystery to me, right? Like, the way a lot of the I've been thinking about it a lot lately because of my creature design stuff that I've been working on. I have a creature that it's got a lot going on in the mouth. Like it opens up and some of the bones shift. It's got a very like fish-like mouth that like folds in to itself, and then I have teeth that can pop out and like swing forward like a viper. And I'm like, I really want to animate it so it'll do all that stuff. Just to kind of show off what I'm thinking, but I have no idea how to go about it. That seems fairly advanced, maybe. Like if you've seen the frilled dragon lizards. Yeah. Those guys are really cool. I saw a guy on YouTube who had one as a pet. I'm not sure if those would make very good pets. Doesn't seem like it, but who knows? Woody, I think it was me. I subbed to the channel a little bit. Oh, maybe. I think it usually gives notification in the chat. At least I hope it does, because I don't want to miss somebody subbing and not like acknowledge. I think his forearm muscles are a little bit too defined right here, so I gotta blend those out a little bit. He's just a very buff boy. I think a lot of dino arms would probably be pretty meaty. I always imagine if you look at Komodo dragons, look at their forearms, they're gigantic. I think dino arms would be maybe a little bit less like their limb proportions are a little bit different, so you'll probably have a little bit more elongated form, but I think they would still be pretty crazy looking as far as like muscle mass. I just want to give it a little bit more. If it's too defined, it starts to look like comic booky, like like I'm making a Marvel superhero version of a Dilophosaurus, I like to kind of like this area here, like I like to over define things just a little bit just so I know where I am. Like this is kind of me mapping out the anatomy, but once I know where everything is, I like to make it just a little bit more subtle. Really want to play the Draco. He seems like he'd be a pretty scary dino to come up against in the game. Always had a soft spot for Dilo and Dilo adjacent dinos. Yeah, I think I do too. I like the theropods with the flashy crests, flashy crests and big claws. That's why I think I do tend to like the Dilophosaur. What would they call it? They are I think they're technically like related to Coelophysis, Coelophysoidea or something like that. Anyway, they're that family. They eventually lead to Ceratosaurus and to the Abelisaurs as well. They all tend to have like some interesting like head ornamentation. I always found them to be pretty interesting. I'm really starting to kind of see the, like, once I get more of these in here, I can already start to see it, but once I get more of these quills in, I'm excited to do the scales too. Get the scales on the model. Where is there's my regal. Sorry, I have a friend he's asking me if I saw there's a couple, I guess, announcements today. One was a trailer for Godzilla minus zero. I did see that one, and then yesterday I think there was an announcement about a Bloodborne animation. I'm a really big fan of Bloodborne. I think that's my favorite From Software game. If I had to pick, yeah, I think I'd say it's still my favorite. Followed probably by Elden Ring. But it's exciting to see they're doing something new with Bloodborne. I wasn't expecting it to be a film though, and I'm kind of wondering what they mean by animated. Like, is it like CG or is it like 2D animation? I'm wondering what they're gonna do with the story too. Like if they're just gonna retell the story from the game, or if they're gonna do something new, like take a different elaborate on stuff, or do a different, go to a different town, or whatever it is. Lots of questions. It's been so long since new Bloodborne stuff has popped up, so it's exciting, but it's also like a little bit it's a very high bar. I feel like if you're going to do something in with Bloodborne, it should really live up to what the game did, as far as like, I don't know, it's just such a cool setting and a cool story, and it's just done very well. FromSoft has been gatekeeping it. I mean, yeah, I don't blame them. It seems like there's like a little bit of a complicated relationship between FromSoft and Sony. Kind of that sort of legal sort of like who owns the rights to this and all that kind of can get in the way of the creativity and doing new things as well. So there's probably some of that going on too. I love that there's a Grayspawn mod for Elden Ring. There's a Grayspawn mod. I have to check that out. That sounds interesting. I haven't heard of that before. Yeah, I still need to beat the DLC for Elden Ring. I think I got to the final boss. I'm pretty sure. It'd be really weird if it wasn't the final boss. But I think I got to the final boss and I just got wrecked. And there's like a whole area that I don't know how to get to just yet. It's one of the last areas that I don't think I've explored yet, but I'm not sure how I get to it. I've been looking around. I mean, the last time that I played, I was looking around for it and didn't get really far. Yeah, it is very weird. I enjoyed if I'm imagining the map, it's like to the northwest maybe. There's like this jungly region. It's like very wild looking, lots of foliage, like overgrown and ruins and stuff. I thought that place looked really cool. I really liked going through that whole bit. Yeah, trying to remember where it is. Yeah, it's up in the northwest corner of the map. I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's like the ruins of something. Ancient ruins of Rao. I think that's how they called it. Or that's how I pronounce it anyway. Rauh. Okay. Looks like I am at time for tonight, everybody. Just save really quick. Yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out with me tonight. Chatting about the model and then helping me figure some stuff out. It was really helpful. I think I have a better idea of how to approach certain things now. But yeah, I'm gonna head out, but looks like I'm still good to go on Saturday for another stream. Saturday morning at 9 a.m. if you guys want to join and check out what I do there. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for that stream. There's a bunch of things I could potentially do, so I'll see what I come up with. But yeah, thanks everybody. I hope you have a good evening or good morning, depending on where you are. I hope you have a good rest of your week. I'll see you this weekend. Later, everyone.